Hey guys, it's Lauren J. Welcome back, or welcome if you're new. I like to do get ready with me style videos using products that are new to me, or just need a little bit more love in my collection. And today I'm going to focus on some products that need a little bit more love in my collection. So if you're interested in seeing what I come up with, just keep watching. The coffee, hair is up. I always think that with my little like tendrils coming undone that it looks like really cute and breezy, and then I look back at myself and I'm like, oh no, sea hag. So it is what it is. It's just up. So what I want to go for today is an ethereal blue or aqua type look. Turquoise, aqua, marine, aquamarine, whatever you want to call it. So many synonyms for basically kind of blue-green, but more blue than green. So the reason that I was inspired to do this was that I've been seeing so many of the YSL quads on my subscription feed on YouTube. Everybody's doing reviews of the YSL quads. Also the Clé de Peau ones just came out, and I know that the Prada ones, like as I'm filming this, I believe they just came out today. There's so many new eyeshadow formulas, luxury eyeshadow formulas coming out. There's also so many indie palettes still coming out that I just wanted to go back and look at my collection and play with the products that I know I love, and that in the new releases, the color story catches my eye, but I can look back and I can go, oh, I have that. So Sophia Sees Beauty has this wonderful luxury channel. She does very thorough reviews, and she just did a review on the blue palette from YSL, which apparently I think you can only get in Paris. And while that is a very beautiful palette with a very beautiful color story, when I was looking at her swatches, I was looking at the one that really caught my eye, which of course they're all blue, so they all catch my eye, but the one that really caught my eye was this beautiful aquamarine sort of sheer shade. And I looked at that and I went, that is my favorite shadow, called Sea, from the Viseart Soleil et Plage Étendue palette, basically. Now obviously I don't have the YSL palette here to swatch and compare, but I have these shades. So what I wanted to do is pull out my Viseart. So this is a little Petit Four palette that I came out with like last Easter or the Easter before. And this is the Pastille palette package, but I've actually, as you know, if you've watched my channel for any length of time, that I love to just label my Viseart shadows and then rearrange them in all the different components. So what I did was I took this cute little guy with the macarons on it, and I put my blue shadows in here. So I have these beautiful blue shadows. So this is the one, I believe this is called Pastille, that comes in this palette. This is Night Owl from the Lapis palette, and this one is Cubism from the Beiges. And then up here you have the one called Sea. This is my by far favorite shade, favorite shimmer from Viseart, favorite of all time, and I'm just gonna do a swatch for you right there. It is so shimmery, so transcendent, and I love the way it looks on the eye. And I'm going to do a variation on a look that I have done earlier this summer. So I am going to use a couple of the shades in here. I am also going to use my Victoria Beckham. This is Electric Blueberry in the Satin Kajal liner. This is the one that is limited edition. I always forget which end the actual pencil is on. But I'll give you a swatch of that. It is a beautiful sea blue. It's a very, very true blue with just a hint of like aqua in it. So this is basically the color palette for today. I am also going to be doing a orange or terracotta style cheek with my Le Beige Water Fresh blush, one of my favorite blushes for this summer, and I'm going to be doing a corally lip with the About Face Matte Fix lip pencil, this Love Like a Sunset. I love blues and oranges together, blues and coppers. Anything with like an orangey tint to it with a blue is just my jam. So that is what I'm going to do today. I am trying to go for a lighter look, but we know how that goes with me. So let's get into it. I've already done skincare and sunscreen. I always take a break between skincare and sunscreen just to let the skincare sink in, the serums and everything. And then I put my sunscreen on, and then I take another break before I do my makeup. So I am wearing the UV Essential from Chanel. This is their SPF 50, the new one. I've been wearing this for about a week now, and I have not had any issues with pilling or with peeling. So again, like I said, I do take a break between skincare and sunscreen because I just want them each to have their own moment. But it seems to be working for me. Like I said, I'm going to try a bit of a different foundation and primer today, so we'll see how that works on top. And I'm also wearing the Bobbi Brown, this baby Bobbi Brown extra lip tint. I think it's called, this is called Bear Pink. So I got this as a little sample from Ulta, and it's almost already gone. So there's not much in here, but it is a very nice waxy lip tint. So done my brows with the ABH Dip Brow Gel in Taupe. So I'm going to start out with doing my eyeshadow base, which I'm going to do the Laura Mercier Caviar Eye Stick in Nude Rose. I'm using this because it is one of these more shimmery shades that just creates a glow underneath the shadows I'm going to put it on top of, but doesn't really take anything away. So it's very brightening. I've noticed a difference between this formula and the one in the rose gold stick that I have. And this one just, I think, holds the shadows just a little better, or at least doesn't get in the way of them too much. So because I'm going to be using a foundation that I think is going to be a bit more matte and heavy today, don't ask, I'm trying a new thing. I'm going to be using a more glowy set of primers underneath. So I'm going to start with the e.l.f. Runs on Dunkin' Donut Forget Putty Primer. I don't know if you can still get this, but I know they have a dewy, glowy putty primer now. The only difference is this smells like a sugar donut, which doesn't bother me. It is a pretty prominent smell, but I love the putty primers. This one is just a little bit more glowy than the normal one or the acne fighting one, because it does have, it's supposed to give you like that donut glaze. But I haven't noticed that it's super glowy, but it does give you a nice base. On top of that, I'm going to be using the Chanel Le Beige Sheer Healthy Glow Highlighting Fluid. This is the one in Sunkissed. I've been using this since I got it nonstop, and I really do love it. It is a very thin texture with a beautiful Chanel skincare smell. It smells actually quite a bit like the UV Essential, which makes sense. It's that Chanel skincare smell. I love it, and I'm just kind of gonna spread it out too much, but kind of pat it in, concentrate it so that I do get some luminosity. Now that this has had a chance to set a little bit, I am going to go in with the Victoria Beckham Satin Kajal Eyeliner in Electric Blueberry. This was a really fun set. Of course, I love the blue the most. So I'm going to go in and just do a thick line along the upper lash line. And this is a matte liner. And then I am going to take a bit of the Pastille color here from the little Viseart quad that I have, and I'm going to put that on top of the liner just to set it a little bit and give it a little bit more blue color. See how those go together? Super pretty. I think it just makes this beautiful deep sea blue. And the pastille does have a bit of shimmer to it. It's kind of one of those satiny shimmers. Can be matte if you blend it out right, but if you build it up, it can be more satiny and shimmery. And that should just set the Victoria Beckham down a little bit and give a little bit of brightness. Not that it really needed help to be bright, but it will set it. And I do love it when my brushes look like this. It's my favorite thing. So now I am going to go in with this little Wet n Wild brush, and I'm going to go into the color C here. And I'm going to put that up on the upper part of my lid into the crease. And see that? See how beautiful that is? It's just the most transcendent, iridescent, beautiful shade for summer. And it's sitting really well on top of this Nude Rose shade. It's just kind of giving it that extra something something. No, I don't think I'm going to do anything really to like blend out the crease or deepen the crease, because I do have this sort of bright eye going on, this, and like the deeper part down here. So I think I'm just going to leave it as is. And I know there's going to be some transfer of this blue shade into my crease anyway, as I have a hooded lid. So I'm just going to live with that and let that become my crease color. I'm not expecting this makeup to last super long. It is super hot out, and I do plan on going out to walk quite a ways. So I'm not too worried. I just wanted to do something blue and pretty. And as I'm looking at it in the mirror over here and in here, like, I love just the glow that I'm getting from this shade. And again, this is why when I saw Sophia's video, I was like, that is this shade. I have that color. I do not need to buy the $68 YSL quad or the $110 Clé de Peau quad or the whatever the Prada quad is that's coming out. Like, I just had to go back and look at my stuff. Now, I'm not saying you're not allowed to go out and buy a new quad if you want it. Absolutely, buy what you want. Live within your means, but buy what you want. I'm just saying I have so many beautiful shades like this that's why I love to watch YouTube videos about this stuff, is because I can look back, especially when the price tag is so high, I can look back and go, oh, I've got that in Viseart. Oh, I've got that in Lorac. Oh, I've got that in XYZ. ColourPop maybe, I don't know. And once again, the air conditioning has kicked in, so here we are. I'll just talk a little bit louder. This is the Laura Mercier Caviar Eye Stick. This is the new matte formula. This is in Midnight Blue. I'm going to be using this as eyeliner to finish up the top of the lid. This is just going to go close to the lash line. So we're gonna let that sit for a minute, and then I'm gonna try a new foundation today. So because I did some shopping this summer, I have ended up with quite a few samples, and I ended up with the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation from Pat McGrath. So I've got 5 shades here. I am going to test this one and this one on my skin to see which one is going to work the best for me right now. I'm guessing it's going to be light medium, but it could be light too. So this is 10 and this is 2. And this is number 10. There it is on my cheek. And then this is 2. I feel like this one's going to do me better right now. It's a little bit deep, but maybe mixed together. Put it on with a Chanel brush. It's my Chanel foundation brush. This is definitely more of a matte foundation, not quite as heavy as the Guerlain that I recently tried, the Terracotta Latent. It seems to have a really nice finish so far. I'm not putting a super, like, they're not giving me a ton in here. It seems pretty easy to shear out if you need to. So I'm not even sure if this would be equivalent to like a full pump. But it is giving a very nice finish. And I don't think I'm going to be wearing concealer today. But I don't see it sticking to dry patches or anything right now. But it also doesn't seem like the amount that they gave me is going to be super heavy coverage. I can still see my freckles and pigmentation. I'm not sure if this is going to oxidize. Let's do a little bit on the eyes. I don't love to put foundation on my eyes, which is why I do my eyes first, but just put a little bit in the brow bone to match up the rest. Who knows? We'll see if it deepens up. So far it's a pretty good match. Love the finish. Again, I'm wearing a lot of stuff underneath it. Now that I've done that, I am going to finish up underneath my eyes, and I'm going to go into my Guerlain Undressed Brown Quad, and I'm going to use that orangey shade here. I was looking at this the other day thinking what it might look like in terms of other things that I have, and I noticed that it is very similar. The color story in here is very similar to the Etoile San Francisco from Viseart. So if you're looking for a Viseart alternative to one of the new Guerlain quads, this is $85, and Viseart always has sales, so I think this is usually $30, and I did get this one on sale. But if you look at the color stories, except for that pop of turquoise, they are very similar. I would say the only major difference is the shimmer shade in the Undressed Browns is much lighter and pinker than the shimmer shade in the Étoile. But the orange shades are very similar. I would say the orange shade is just a little bit lighter and maybe a little bit more peach in here, whereas this one is, I just nicked it. This one is much, not much deeper, but a little bit more pigmented and deeper on first swatch anyway. Along the lower lash line here, because I love oranges and blues together. And I did just take a bit of the shade that I nicked out of here, and I just have been putting it on my collarbone because I'll need to be wasting $85 worth of eyeshadow. This is supposed to be part of the permanent line. This one is more limited edition, but you can still get it and have been able to get it for quite a while. So let's go into lashes now. I'm going to be using my Everything Has fingerprints all over. My hands have a lot of product on them right now, so you're going to be seeing a lot of fingerprints on a lot of shiny packaging. Nothing I can do about that right now. This is the Guerlain Noir G in the brown color that came out for fall with the curved brush. I've gone back and forth between this and between the Noir Allure from Chanel, and I do like them both. Okay, so we're gonna try a combination of a couple of things right now. We're gonna go into my Le Beige Water Fresh blush. This is in Deep Apricot, and I'm just going to use half a pump. And I'm just going to break up the pigments. You see how nice and deep that can get. And I'm going to take the Chanel, this is the 110 blush brush. This is from the Le Pinceau set that came with the Codes Couleur brush holder. And I am just going to sweep that on the cheeks. As you can see, I've put this on very lightly. I am just not trying to draw too much attention away from the eye look. And then with the same brush, don't worry, it's pretty dry, I'm going to go into the Laura Mercier in Ginger. This is the Lunar New Year one with the little rabbit in it. And I'm just going to set that. You don't really need to set it, but with using a new foundation, I thought I kind of just want to see, I kind of just want to set it because I'm not sure again how this is going to dry down, how it's going to deepen up, and I don't really want a liquid blush kind of just moving around on my face with the foundation. And you can see that deepens it up, but also just diffuses it out and is not taking away too much from the eyes, hopefully. I don't think so. Because I am using a new foundation, I am going to use a bit of my Hourglass Diffused Light Ambient Lighting Powder. I have not used this in a while. I bought this and you can see how much I have loved this, but I have not used it for a while because it does give a bit of, does leave a bit of glitter on the face, but I figured I would just use this to soften out. I'm not going to use it under the eyes because it's too glittery for that. And when I tried out the Guerlain foundation, I don't think I used any powder with that because that felt very thick and it was very matte already. So I just didn't really feel the need. This feels like it doesn't feel as thick, and because I've used a lot of luminous products underneath, it doesn't feel as matte. So, and I am just going for a glowy look today. I'm using a new foundation that is matte, but I'm going for a glowy look, so I am going to be doing this. I know it's not consistent and it doesn't make sense, but it's how I like to do things. If you can hear music, it's because the band practices in a garage down the street, so enjoy. Okay, then we're going to do an orange and gold lip. So I'm going to be using, again, the About Face Matte Fix Lip Pencil in Love Like a Sunset. And I'm just going to kind of put this on the inner part of my lips. And I am wearing the Bobbi Brown lip tint, so it's going to be a little bit more emollient. And just do that and diffuse it in kind of like an ombre way. Absolutely leave it like that for a softer, more matte look. I'm going to top it, of course, with the Chanel Rouge Coco Gloss. This is in Melted Honey number 712. I love this so much. See how that just gives an extra something. These glosses just make your lips look so beautiful. Okay, so I did use a bit of my e.l.f. Game Up Setting Mist. I didn't do it on camera because it's a little bit towards the end of its life and it's not the prettiest to look at. Anyway, this is the finished look. So again, just wanted to do something fun and blue with my eyes, inspired by Sophia C's Beauty's recent video and all the new quads and eyeshadows that are coming out, and just shopping my stash because I do have so many Viseart shades that are so beautiful and I really need to use them instead of going out and buying another quad. Does not mean I won't be buying a ton of new Chanel this fall because it's gonna get expensive, but we're in that weird time between July and August where all the summer collections came out really early, and now we're kind of waiting for the stepped collections to come out in August and September, and we don't know when they're really going to show up. But the Chanel Le Symbols highlighters are coming out, and I want at least 2 of those or 3 of those. I want the autumn fall collection from Chanel with the blushes and maybe one of those powder shadows that they're coming out with, and maybe one of the nail polishes, but also maybe one of the nail polishes from the Dior collection that's coming out. And then obviously the Paris Byzance collection that is coming out, I think in September for holiday. I want Power Crystal, that looks so beautiful, with the hammered gold on the inside and then different packaging. Also, I don't know when that new lipstick, the Rouge, Le Rouge 31 Le Rouge. Anyway, it's like a lipstick in a glass case, and I'm super excited. I think that's coming out in September. I am so excited for so many Chanel releases, and I'm also like waiting for some of the fall Givenchy to drop on Nordstrom or Sephora. I am waiting for the Bobbi Brown fall to drop somewhere in the United States. I'm waiting for a lot of things to drop at the same retailer, so I don't have to keep buying things at different retailers, because although I think you can sometimes get a much better deal at the individual retailers' websites, the shipping is a little bit iffy. So yeah. Anyway, I am still looking forward to the fall and holiday releases, but I just want to right now just concentrate on the things that I have, because I do have so much, and that's me. So I hope that you enjoy this look. Let me know what you think down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Any of those would be welcome, and all of them would be deeply, deeply appreciated. and I will see you in the next one, guys. Bye.